I'm Geoff McLean. I'm a lead night sky ranger for the Last Green Valley. I'm also known as Stardad. So welcome to our first installment of What's Up in the Sky this month. Based on the fact that Connecticut has only about 4 clear nights of sky each month, it's imperative that we get out when we can to view the night sky objects. So we're going to be covering the month of June 2020 in this installment. We're going to start off with Jupiter and Saturn, which are close together at this time, and they're going to be close to an object called M75. The M stands for Messier object, otherwise known as Charles Messier. And Charles was a comet hunter in the 1700s and 1800s, and he created a catalog of objects for other comet hunters not to waste their time looking at. As it turns out, many of these objects are amongst the most beautiful in the sky. M75 will be nearby, and its magnitude is 7.5. So what's a magnitude? Well, magnitudes are a scale that astronomers use to tell the brightness of an object. The higher the number, the dimmer the object. So for instance, a bright object, a bright star might be magnitude 2, and a dim object might be magnitude 19. So the higher the number, the dimmer the object is. In our skies, typically out at Girl Scout camp at Camp Laurel, I will not show anybody anything in my telescope of a magnitude 8 or lower. The reason is that once you get below magnitude 8, as in magnitude 9, 10, 11, 12, it becomes so dim that it becomes very hard to see. If you have good dark skies, then you can see that. But in my telescope, which is an 8-inch reflector telescope, the limiting magnitude out at Girl Scout camp really is for visual astronomy about a magnitude 6 to 8. Jupiter is getting closer to us. It rotates in about 10 hours. So within 15 minutes you can actually see a change in Jupiter's face. And if you happen to get lucky, you might be able to see the Great Red Spot. This storm has been going on for all of recorded history, which is about 400 years of observing Jupiter, and some say that it is beginning to fade. On June 13th and 14th, that night, Callisto and Io will both have their shadows both coming and going on the face of Jupiter, and that will occur at about 01:17. So about 1:17 a.m. Now, astronomers use military time, so the clock is actually 24 hours. That's so that we don't get confused, and I particularly get confused between 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. I'm never quite sure which way it is. So at 12:40 a.m. on June 14th, Ganymede and Europa will also have shadows on Jupiter. So that might be something you can stay up and take a look at. That I've never seen one shadow on Jupiter, much less 2 at a time. There are no meteor showers coming up this month, so you'll have to wait until next month for that. Mars will be up at 2 a.m. and it will be coming up earlier and earlier as we catch up to it in its and ours orbit. So we're behind it right now, and we're catching up to it. And so it'll get closer and closer. The moon will be full on the 6th, and there will be a new moon, which means that there will be no moon. You won't be able to see it on the 22nd. Object for this month will be the Sunflower Galaxy, which is a brilliant galaxy. It's called M63. Again, M stands for Charles Messier, and it's a magnitude 8.5. A reasonable telescope with good dark skies, you should be able to see it with no problem. Even a small telescope should be able to get it for you. In the cometary world, Comet Pan-STARRS C/2017 T2 will be entering the bowl of the Big Dipper on June 5th. On the 27th, it will be near NGC 4449. NGC standing for the New General Catalog. It's a listing of objects in the sky that you might be able to want to take a look at through a telescope. On a 4 to 6 inch telescope, use a maximum power of about 150. On an 8-inch telescope like mine, I'd use about 200 power, which on my telescope would be a 9mm lens. On a 12-inch telescope, if you happen to have one that big, you can crank up the power to about 300. Venus lies near the sun, but by June 30th it's about 8 degrees above the sun. That's about an hour before sunrise. M45, or the Pleiades, are leaving the night sky at this time. And let's face it, it's the 7 lazy boys. And so now that summer has come and it's time to do work, they will disappear and we won't see them again until fall when there is no work to do. That's one of the first American stories that we talk about. So that's what's up this month in the sky. Go outside on a clear night and enjoy the night sky.